Hi, Tim Brown, former Southern Baptist minister who just came out, and I'm 45 years old. I started that process about 3 years ago, and it has been a very difficult process, which is one of the reasons, the main reason I started Goal, which is get out and live. As a Southern Baptist kid, teenager, adult, and minister, I dealt with things that a lot of people like you might deal with, and that is not being able to be authentic. I know we get a lot of pushback about these kinds of things, but I have lived it. I've been where you are, and I understand. I lived inauthentically, if that's a word. I was a genuine person, nice and caring, funny guy, and all that kind of stuff. And people, they typically like me, they liked me because I was somebody that I had to be. I felt like. What I found out since I've come out is I'm still that person, but I'm a more authentic version of it, and people still like me as I am. Now there will be some people, and there are some people, and have been some that I haven't heard from, and I probably won't. But the reality is, I have come from being this person who lived in this conservative world as a Southern Baptist minister, a Southern Baptist kid, and all the way up. And now today, I'm telling you that I have come out in a very brazen way. And the reason I've done that is so that you can feel like you fit in somewhere too. Here's something that I want to mention. Gold is not a religious organization by design. We filed it as something that was not specifically tied to a religious faith group. But what I do want to tell you people out there who feel like you still want to connect with a faith group is that there is hope. And the sad reality is it took me a long time to come to grips with that and to realize that. Last Sunday, I went to this church called St. John's MCC, Metropolitan Church. In the conservative world, we used to just call that the gay church. But what I found is I sat there Sunday and I was really struggling with some things. And there was an 85-year-old man who had come out years ago, and he spoke that day. He sat down up front, older guy, and he shared his heart. And I sat there with tears rolling down my face. I'm an emotional guy. My husband tells me all the time I cry too much. Heck, I even cry when I cut onions, and that's probably, most of you do that, but I cry at anything. And I sat there and I realized something. Here's someone that I can love and can love me in a church, in a place where I've always been comfortable, but I've never been able to be myself. And I sat there that day and I thought, what an amazing gift. What a wonderful experience. So I go up to Harry after the service, the guy who spoke, and I said, can I have your number? I really want to talk to you sometime and get lunch. Of course, he just said, absolutely. And then he said, we meet once a month, and it happens to be this week, for lunch, a group of us. Will you come? I went. I was hesitant at first, but I got up there. I was the youngest person in the group by far. And I sat down. It was a Southern Baptist, former Southern Baptist. I called him a recovering Southern Baptist, sitting across from me. Harry sitting with me. All these other people. And I realized I now was in this ragamuffin group of people that probably most of their lives have felt like outcasts. And I can say that because that's what I felt like. But we sat there broken and tattered, a little worn, weathered by the storms. But we sat there as people who accepted one another for who they were. And I drove away that day, and I again, emotionally, I just thought about that moment. And here's what I take from that. There is a place for us to fit in, even in the world of faith. Now, some of you may not be people of faith. That's fine. Gold is here for you. Gold is here to help you. That's what our mission is. And as I said, we are not a faith-oriented group, but I am a man of faith. And I want you to know that if you're a recovering Southern Baptist, and I don't mean that with love, I don't mean that to say bad things about Southern Baptists because I love those people. They are my family still. But that day, I felt that I connected with a group of people. And I want you to know that you don't have to give up on having faith. And you don't have to give up on believing in God because you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, questioning, whatever other letter you want to throw in there. You don't have to give up. You can connect with God, and God can connect with you. And you can connect with a group of people that will love you. It may be a challenge to find those people in some places. I grew up in places where that would be a challenge. But do not lose hope. My heart to you is this. This former Southern Baptist who still cares and cares for and loves those people, wants to say to you that you can still connect. And I hope that you do. Thanks for listening.